This day last year, Michelle Trachtenberg died at 39 years old. She was an American actress whose career spanned from childhood stardom to major roles in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Harriet the Spy, and Gossip Girl. Her sudden death shocked fans and colleagues worldwide. Her story began in Brooklyn, long before the cameras found her. A kid with a spark, the kind that doesn't wait to be discovered.
Flashback.
Michelle Trachtenberg was born in New York City in 1985. She was the youngest daughter of immigrant parents who worked hard and expected their children to do the same. She entered the entertainment industry before she could form memories of anything else. She was in commercials at 3 years old, television roles before she could read the contracts she was signing. Her childhood wasn't something she lived, it was something she performed. Every milestone, every growth spurt, every awkward phase happened under lights, under pressure, under the gaze of strangers who felt entitled to her. On this day last year, February the 26th, 2025, Michelle Trachtenberg died. Michelle Trachtenberg's breakout came with Harriet the Spy. It was a film that defined a generation of 90s kids. Michelle carried that movie with a seriousness far beyond her age. She wasn't just acting, she was anchoring an entire studio project at 11 years old. And the success made her famous, but it also locked her into a life where privacy was pretty much impossible, and childhood was something she watched other kids experience from a distance. Michelle became a symbol of a certain kind of girlhood, curious, sharp, observant. But the real Michelle was already learning that the industry didn't care about the girl behind the character. When she joined Buffy the Vampire Slayer, she stepped into a fandom that was already intense, protective, and sometimes vicious. She was still a teenager, still trying to figure out who she was, and suddenly she was Dawn Summers, a character fans debated endlessly. Years later, when allegations about Joss Whedon surfaced, Michelle confirmed that a rule existed on set. He was not allowed to be alone with her. She never elaborated, but she didn't need to. The implication was enough to reveal the darker reality she had lived through. Hollywood had never been a safe place for young girls, and she was no exception. She had been protected, but the fact that protection was necessary said everything. Her career moved through phases: the chaotic comedy of Eurotrip, the razor-sharp villainy of Georgina Sparks on Gossip Girl, the guest roles, the voice acting, the projects that came and went. But behind the scenes, Michelle was dealing with health issues that the public didn't understand. Her appearance changed, and the internet, predictably cruel, speculated endlessly. She later revealed she had been battling serious medical problems, including conditions that affected her weight, her energy, and her ability to work consistently. She was fighting for her health while strangers mocked her for symptoms she couldn't control. She withdrew from Hollywood for long stretches. She didn't explain herself. She didn't owe anyone an explanation. But when she resurfaced, she hinted at the toll the industry had taken on her. The trauma, the pressure, the medical struggles, the years of being judged for things she never asked for. She talked about survival. She talked about gratitude. She talked about how people had no idea what she had endured. She posted photos that fans scrutinized, sometimes with concern, sometimes with cruelty. She pushed back when she needed to, but she never overshared. She kept her private world locked down. And then, in February 2025, everything stopped. Michelle Trachtenberg died. She was only 39. She passed in her home at 1 Columbus Place in New York City. The New York City office of the chief medical examiner confirmed the cause: complications of diabetes mellitus. The manner of death: natural. Reports noted she had undergone a liver transplant shortly before her death, but the official cause remained diabetes-related complications. Her family initially objected to an autopsy, a detail that underscored how fiercely they had always protected her. In the end, the medical examiner's findings became public, and the world learned how she died. Her death hit hard because it felt wrong. Too young, too sudden, too quiet. Fans who grew up with her, from Harriet the Spy to Buffy to Gossip Girl, felt the loss like a piece of their own history had been cut away. Tributes poured in, clips resurfaced, interviews were shared. People remembered her not as a headline, but as a presence woven into their childhoods and adolescence. She had been part of their lives for decades, even when she wasn't on screen. Michelle was survived by her parents, her sister Irene, and a small circle of loved ones who had always kept her grounded. They stayed private, just as they had throughout her life. Michelle had never been one to broadcast her personal life to the world. And in death, her family honored that instinct. They didn't turn her passing into a spectacle. They didn't invite the world into their grief. They simply confirmed the truth and retreated. Her story is not one of scandal. It's one of endurance. A child star who navigated an industry that breaks people, who survived trauma, who battled chronic illness, who kept going even when the world didn't understand what she was fighting. Her legacy is the work she left behind, the characters that defined eras, the performances that shaped generations, the quiet resilience that carried her through a life lived under relentless scrutiny. Michelle Trachtenberg's life was complicated. It was painful, it was brilliant, and it was far too short. But it was also real, and it mattered. And the people who grew up with her in her world, the ones who watched her evolve from childhood star to adult actress, to a woman fighting battles the public never fully understood, will carry her story long after the headlines fade. Michelle has been resting in paradise since this day, last year in 2025. If you're a Michelle Trachtenberg fan, or if you enjoy this series, please throw me a thumb. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see y'all in the next one.